In a world where science, mythology, and untamed forces collided, the Earth trembled beneath the weight of two unstoppable forces: Hulk, the green Goliath born of human science, and Godzilla, the king of monsters, forged from the depths of Earth's primordial fury. Their paths were destined to cross, and when they did, the battle would shake the very fabric of existence. The story began with a desperate mission by humanity. Over the decades, Godzilla had transitioned from an uncontrollable threat to a reluctant protector of Earth. But even his destructive benevolence came with a price. Entire cities had to be evacuated during his battles against other monsters, and his atomic breath left wastelands in its wake. Governments across the globe pooled their resources, hoping to find a way to coexist with the Monster King. Meanwhile, Bruce Banner, the man behind the Hulk, was working on a groundbreaking project. Having found temporary peace in his dual existence, Banner used his scientific brilliance to spearhead an initiative to harness gamma radiation as a renewable energy source. With the world's energy crisis worsening, his work was hailed as humanity's hope. However, tampering with gamma energy carried risks no one foresaw. One fateful experiment went catastrophically wrong. In a bid to stabilize a gamma energy core, deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, an unforeseen seismic event triggered a reaction that unleashed a devastating wave of radiation. The surge disrupted the delicate balance of nature and awakened Godzilla from his slumber in the ocean depths. Drawn to the radiation like a moth to a flame, the king of monsters rose from the depths, his thunderous roar echoing across the globe. The catastrophe didn't stop there. The gamma surge resonated with Hulk's physiology, amplifying his power and aggression to unprecedented levels. No longer tethered to Banner's control, the Hulk became an uncontrollable force of destruction, rampaging across continents in search of something to quell his insatiable fury. World leaders, scientists, and military strategists convened, scrambling for solutions. Every attempt to subdue the Hulk or redirect Godzilla failed. Banner's closest allies, including the Avengers, were unable to bring him back to reason, and Godzilla's primal instincts rendered human intervention useless. The stakes grew higher as their paths of destruction converged. Finally, the two titans found each other in the ruins of an abandoned Pacific island that had become a wasteland due to gamma contamination. Hulk stood on the blackened shores, his glowing green eyes filled with rage, his massive frame dwarfing the wreckage around him. Across the waters, Godzilla emerged, his dorsal fins glowing with an ominous blue hue, each step sending shockwaves through the ground. The island was the perfect battleground, isolated, desolate, and devoid of human life. Nature itself seemed to hold its breath as these two unstoppable forces faced each other. The sky darkened and the ocean churned as if the earth understood the magnitude of what was about to unfold. Hulk slammed his fists into the ground, sending cracks spidering through the earth. "Hulk, smash!" he roared, his voice shaking the heavens. Godzilla responded with a guttural growl, his eyes glowing with ancient fury. He opened his massive jaws, releasing a deafening roar that sent shockwaves across the island. The two forces charged toward each other, the ground splitting and the air vibrating with their raw power. As they closed the distance, humanity watched helplessly from a distance. Satellites, drones, and news feeds captured the moment, broadcasting the clash of titans to a world that could only pray the Earth would survive their wrath. The battle of the century was about to begin. The moment Hulk's colossal fist collided with Godzilla's scaled chest, the sound was deafening. The impact sent a shockwave rippling across the island, toppling what little vegetation remained and sending chunks of earth flying into the air. Godzilla barely budged, his immense bulk absorbing the blow like a mountain against the wind. Hulk wasted no time, leaping into the air with incredible speed and strength, his fists coming down in a furious barrage. Each strike was like a meteor, crashing to the ground, and yet Godzilla stood firm, his indestructible hide deflecting most of the blows. With a sudden swing of his massive tail, Godzilla struck Hulk with the force of a freight train, sending the green giant hurtling through a cluster of jagged rocks. Hulk roared in fury, shaking off the debris as if it were dust. He charged forward, grabbing Godzilla's tail mid-swing, and with a display of sheer strength, spun the King of Monsters off balance. Godzilla crashed into the ground, the impact creating a massive crater that sent tremors across the island. But Godzilla was no ordinary opponent. Rising with a thunderous growl, his dorsal fins began to glow, pulsing with energy. Hulk, undeterred, leapt toward him once more, but this time Godzilla unleashed his devastating atomic breath. The brilliant blue beam struck Hulk mid-air, blasting him backward in a fiery explosion that lit up the sky. Hulk hit the ground hard, smoke rising from his charred skin. But the gamma-powered beast was relentless. His wounds healed almost instantly, and with a roar of pure rage, he lunged again, grabbing Godzilla by the throat. Using his immense strength, Hulk pushed Godzilla back, forcing the giant monster into the ocean. The battle shifted to the water, where Godzilla had the advantage. Submerging himself, Godzilla used his aquatic prowess to maneuver around Hulk. He emerged beneath the green titan, his jaws clamping down on Hulk's arm with bone-crushing force. Hulk bellowed in pain, but retaliated with a powerful punch to Godzilla's snout, forcing the monster to release him. The ocean churned violently as the two titans clashed, their blows creating waves that threatened to flood nearby coastlines. Hulk grappled with Godzilla, his raw strength allowing him to lift the massive creature partially out of the water. With a mighty roar, he slammed Godzilla back into the ocean, the impact creating a tsunami that radiated outward. But Godzilla's resilience was unmatched. Rising from the depths, he unleashed another blast of atomic breath, this time directly into the water. The resulting explosion sent Hulk flying onto the shore, his body smoking and battered. Godzilla followed, his immense form casting a shadow over the battered Hulk. Hulk struggled to rise, his strength waning as the prolonged battle took its toll. Godzilla, sensing victory, reared back and unleashed a final concentrated blast of atomic breath. The beam struck Hulk with unrelenting force, driving him deep into the ground. The surrounding area erupted in a fiery blaze, the land itself scorched by the sheer intensity of the attack. When the dust settled, Hulk lay motionless in the massive crater, his body charred and unresponsive. Though his incredible healing factor would eventually revive him, for now he was defeated. Godzilla stood victorious, his roar echoing across the island and out into the ocean, a declaration that the King of Monsters had triumphed. With the battle over, he turned and waded back into the sea, disappearing beneath the waves as the world watched in awe and fear. The island lay in ruins, a testament to the devastating power of the two titans. For now, the Earth had survived their clash, but humanity was left to ponder a sobering truth. In the face of such primal forces, they were but mere spectators in a world ruled by giants.